This is not medical industry. Assisted living facilities, you're dealing with elderlies who need special care, high liability, high exposure. You're going to have to find 50 ways to get 50 different people. Stay in the real estate game, avoid the businesses. The businesses are not for everybody. They will drain the living life out of you. You may reserve one of the 50 rooms for yourself. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you too much.
That's true.
Simone is asking, what do you foresee will happen with the economy? I know that's kind of a broad question, but a great question.
Well, there's nothing to speculate here. It's pretty obvious that the economy is going to dip, it's going to drop. And look at hotels, for instance. The expected RevPAR, revenue per available room, is going to drop this year by 30 to 40%. And then next year will start to recover, but will still not be there next year as in 2021. By 2022, it will be all there. At least that's what's expected. A lot of the retailers are going to have to reassess their growth, etc. Those are like clothing retailers, jewelry, etc. But the essentials are going to be there. Pharmacies, manufacturing, etc., etc. This economy in the United States is very resilient. And this is the time to be wise and invest very carefully and look at the long term. I bought buildings in Puerto Rico 17 years ago. I'm still holding them. They're still pumping cash flow like crazy. I mean, do I have to tell you what happened in the last 17 years? It was 2004 when we bought there. 2003, first building. 2004, 2005, 2006, every year. We continue buying. Economy was up, economy was down, all the way to 2006 was up. 2007, 8, remember, end of 2008, 2009, the economy was so bad, we started the fund. And then it went down 2010, 2011. And we still did better. Why? Because we look at the numbers and we buy for the long term with cash flow. This is unlike a stock market where you have 30 years to wait so you can average what you want. This, you can get it done within a few months of purchasing it. And if you have a clear plan A with a plan B, you can go in and make money. So take the news that it's going to dip a little bit this year with the fact that there is less inventory, with the fact that the interest rate is lower and it takes a while for it to come back to your advantage. And that's all about knowledge. This is like, okay, well, we're going to bleed. So what do? Stop the bleeding and then take positive action to recover.
Hi, Richard, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Richard, welcome to the call.
Thank you. I happen to have a lead on a 50-bed AFC home that my intention was to put it under a master lease agreement and get the thing filled up, get revenue flowing, and then either keep it or sell it, depending on the situation at the time. But my question really is based on the big fact that it's vacant, what kind of a lease option could I expect to put up to secure that kind of a deal?
How much is the price?
$450,000.
And may I ask you the location, like city in general?
It's actually midway of Michigan.
Okay, so you realize, of course, that assisted living facilities got hit the most. I mean, these are not medical buildings. I understand the difference. I have somebody who was asking me the other day, hey, I found this building and it's assisted living facility, the medical industry. This is not medical industry. Assisted living facilities, you're dealing with elderlies who need special care, high liability, high exposure. You're going to have to find 50 ways to get 50 different people inside. And once you got the 50, 5 of them died. That's a fact of life. I'm not making any assumptions here. This is just fact of life, all right? And then you have turnover. And then who's going to buy them? Actually, when you get even a home that you turn it into an assisted living, you can get the bank to loan you the way you want based on the numbers because they don't like these. So it's very, very difficult part you're going to do here. You're going to get into a building and a business. So this is very involving. I hope you have the time, you have the expertise, you have a team, and there is a need in that market for you to do it. And to answer your question, if you put all the numbers on what the projected numbers are going to be and the proper cost to get there, the answer is right there in the numbers. How much will I pay? So 450. What's the minimum I can put up front? The minimum monthly payment on a lease with option. How much is going to cost me to get all these people? Because you're going to do a lot of marketing, pay a lot of commissions. You're going to have to hire staff. You may be better off. I give you all the negatives. You may be better off to put it under contract and find an operator who has experience in doing these and ask him, do you want to come and I sublease the whole space for you? So you will just lease it and sublease it, or buy it and lease it in its entirety to somebody else. Stay in the real estate game, avoid the businesses. The businesses are not for everybody. They will drain the living life out of you. You may reserve one of the 50 rooms for yourself. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you too much.
That's true.
All right.
Thank you for the
Sorry.
question, Richard.
Thank you. That was informative.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Richard. Great question. Sharif, next question is going to come from Roger Hornsby. In this current environment, I'm seeing sellers wanting to sell, which is great. How willing are QSRs, national tenants, willing to lease?
We will know more. We'll know more within the next 30 to 45 days. But statistically, and all the studies they have done in the last couple of weeks show that QSRs are still interested, and they are the most that will grow in the next 3 years. Because it's a 3-year period. You're trying to get the most done in the 3-year period coming up. Even though the dip, I don't think is going to be that long. But that's, to answer your question, yes, they're willing. You just got to find a good location with good neighboring tenants, so it can build on that traffic and momentum.